Alright, Britain here back with another Honkai starter out guide, and today I'm here with the full build guide for Robin. Robin will be a part of the first trio rerun selection banner during 2.5 alongside the main banner being Feixiao, and I do plan on having a build guide for every character except Topaz since I already have a guide that is barely changed. So the Feixiao guide's already out, you're now watching Robin, there's going to be one soon for Black Swan, then Kafka, then Linksha, and Mose. So if you're interested in any of the characters coming out in 2.5, definitely stay tuned for that. But once again, we are talking about the other universal broken harmony support being Robin. This video will be taking you over her kit, Eidolons, best Lightcone options, best relic options, and the stats you want on the relics. And yep, that's all I gotta say before I get into the video. Drop a like, drop a sub, hit the bell icon for more videos like this. Let's get straight into it. So Robin is a physical character following the path of harmony. Her basic attack deals physical damage equal to 100% of Robin's attack to a single target enemy. Her skill increases damage dealt by all allies by 50%, lasting for 3 turns. The duration decreases by 1 at the start of Robin's every turn. And now for her ultimate, Robin enters the Concerto state and makes all other allies immediately take action. While in the Concerto state, increases all allies' attack by 22.8% of Robin's attack plus 200. Moreover, after every attack by allies, Robin deals additional physical damage equal to 120% of her attack for 1 time, with a fixed crit rate for this damage set at 100% and a fixed crit damage set at 150%. While in the Concerto state, Robin is immune to crowd control debuffs and cannot enter her own turn or take action until the Concerto state ends. A Concerto countdown appears on the action order bar. When the countdown's turn begins, Robin exits the Concerto state and immediately takes action. The countdown has its own fixed speed of 90. So as you are seeing, this is a broken ultimate, which when you do pop it, everyone except Robin obviously on the team will get another turn. So it's like you're using Brony's skill on the entire team. And while Robin is in that state, you're buffing the hell out of everyone's attack. And on top of that, every time anyone does deal damage, there's additional physical damage dealt that is guaranteed to crit. As for her talent, increases all allies crit damage by 20%. Moreover, after allies attack enemy targets, Robin additionally regenerates 2 energy for herself. The technique, after using the technique, creates a special dimension around the character that lasts for 15 seconds. Enemies within the dimension will not attack Robin and will follow Robin while the dimension is active. After entering battle while the dimension is active, Robin regenerates 5 energy at the start of each wave. Only one dimension created by allies can exist at the same time. For her bonus traces, her A2, when the battle begins, this character's action is advanced forward by 25%. Her A4, while the Concerto state is active, the crit damage dealt when all allies launch follow-up attacks increases by 25%. And her A6, when using skill, additionally regenerates 5 energy. For her Eidolons, her E1, while the Concerto state is active, all allies all-type res pen increases by 24%. Her E2, while the Concerto state is active, all allies speed increases by 16%. The talent's energy regeneration effect additionally increases by 1. Her E4, when using the ultimate, dispels crowd control debuffs from all allies. While Robin is in the Concerto state, increases the effect res of all allies by 50%. And her E6, while the Concerto state is active, the crit damage for the additional physical damage caused by the ultimate increases by 450%. The effect of Moonless Midnight can trigger up to 8 times, and the trigger count resets each time ultimate is used. So if you do have this E6, you practically turn any character attacking into a DPS. Arlen can look like the best unit in the game with this E6, that's how broken it is. And now talking about the best Lightcone options for Robin. The best one is going to be her own signature Lightcone, as we do have right here. What it does is every time someone attacks, so an ally attacking gives you a stack of Cantillation. Each stack of Cantillation gives you an energy regeneration rate increase by 3%, stacking up to 5 times. And when the wearer uses their ultimate, it will remove those Cantillation stacks and gain Cadenza. Cadenza increases the wearer's attack by 48%, which will further increase the buff her ultimate gives, and on top of that gives all your allies a 24% increase to damage dealt for 1 turn. So this is very beneficial as if you are in the ultimate or outside of the ultimate, because if you're outside of the ultimate, the more your allies attack, the more energy regen Robin will get. And since she does have kind of steep ultimate requirements, this definitely helps with that. And once you do go into ultimate, you're getting a better buff thanks to the attack percent increase. And on top of that, the damage dealt for your allies for that turn will be increased as well. So this is a very great option. Another great option is for Tomorrow's Journey, which came out when Robin was released around the event time, and it was a free S5, and it gives you an increase to attack percent. So again, further amplifying the buff and the additional physical damage. After the wearer uses their ultimate, increases their damage dealt by 30% for 1 turn. So this will also increase the physical damage dealt in the ultimate, which is again going to be the biggest source of damage that she has for herself. And this attack is going to once again further amplify the attack percent buff the ultimate does bring. So this is is a fantastic option as well. Another option you can actually use is Bronia's Lightcone. I have an S3, but it does give you a 10% at S1 energy regeneration rate increase, and you recover a skill point every time you use your ultimate, once every 2 times at least. And when the wearer uses the skill, the next ally taking action except the wearer deals 30% more damage for 1 turn. So this is one that mainly helps with the skill point and also energy regen. This skill part, since her skill is not the one giving you an action forward, it is a bit tricky to use, but if you can time it or tune your team to where it works, then it is an option. It's not the greatest option, but once again, there isn't really many options outside of the signature one and the free-to-play one. So if you don't have those, other options, including this one, is going to be a lot worse, but they're still usable. And another one you can use is actually the new Poised to Bloom. This one is situational though, because this one at S5 also does give you 32% attack, which again will further amplify the buff. And upon entering the battle, if 2 or more characters follow the same path, then these characters' crit damage increases by 32%. Abilities of the same type cannot stack. So this will require you to take units on the same type. So mainly she is best in a follow-up team. So the best team you would be taking her is with something like Topaz and Feixiao. Both are hunts, so they get that buff. Sadly, if you have another character that might benefit off this but can't get it because not the same type, it might be a bit tricky. But if those are your main damage dealers, which for the most part they will be, also does work with the upcoming character Feixiao. You pair Feixiao with Mose, or Feixiao with March, or Feixiao with Topaz herself. This is going to be a Lightcone that benefits that too. So this is another option depending on the team you're running. And then if you don't have any of those, you will be stuck with using something like Mesh and Cogs. Every time the wearer attacks, which won't be too often, or gets hit, additionally regenerates a energy. So you will have to pray your Robin does get attacked to regenerate more energy, and this can help with keeping uptime on your ultimate. You can also use Chorus, which after entering battle increases the attack of all allies by 12%, so just a free 12% attack buff. Not much, but it's still better than nothing. So if you don't really have many of the 4-star options, or especially if you don't have the signature one or the free-to-play one, then you are kind of stuck with the other options that are significantly worse, because these two are very, very, very much better. Unfortunately, again, if you don't have them, you are stuck with using the other options, which will be a pretty big drop-off. And now for relic options for Robin. The best thing you can actually do is combine 2-piece of 2 different ones of the attack percent bonuses. So 2-piece Musketeers with 2-piece Dot or 2-piece Wind Soaring. That's going to be best because you want to get as much attack percent on your Robin in order to get the best out of the ultimate buff. But if you can't do that, you can take at least one of them and do something like 2-piece Hackerspace to at least help you hit 120 speed, because spoiler, you will want at least 120 speed on Robin. And if that's the option, you can also do 2-piece attack percent or 2-piece Hackerspace with 2-piece of the physical set. Since 2-piece of the physical set does increase physical damage by 10%, that can help with the additional physical damage dealt. And if you really do not have any of the other things, so none of the 2-piece attack percents or 2-piece Hackerspace for the speed, you can do 4-piece of the physical set. Since the 4-piece, when the wearer attacks or gets hit, their attack increases by 5% for the rest of the battle, stacking up to 5 times. So giving you up to a 25% increase to your attack, which will benefit the damage she does, which will benefit the buff. It is really good. It's just a bit annoying to stack up, so the other options are usually better. Since with 2-piece of 2 different attack percent ones, it's just a 1% difference than the physical one fully stacked up for the attack percent, and that one is unconditional, so it's a lot easier to get. But again, if you don't have any of those other options, you can just do 4-piece physical. For the planar ornaments, the best one is going to be Ageless, giving you a 12% increase to max HP, which will help with survivability. And when you do reach 120 speed or higher, all allies attack increases by 8%. So this also does include her, so not only are you giving everyone more attack through this, it's also going to increase the buff further because you're giving yourself more attack percent. If you are taking her on a crit team, which is pretty common, you can also do Broken Keel, give you 10% effect res, and once you do have 30% effect res or higher, increasing all allies crit damage by 10%. So now you're giving your DPS more crit damage to do more damage, so this is also an option you can use. And these next options are going to be ones that are more situational. You can also use Von Walk, which gives you 5% energy regeneration rate to help you with energy if you want to get help with that. And once you do have 120 speed or higher, the wearer's action is advanced forward by 40% immediately upon entering battle. She already does have a action forward in her kit, which with enough speed, which is usually around 120 to 121, is going to let her go first anyway. So this is kind of overkill unless you are running her with other characters that do something similar in their kit, if they have something that gives them an action forward upon entering battle, or someone else that might have Von Walk for whatever reason. Then you could use this because the energy regeneration rate is helpful, but again, the action forward is kind of overkill in this. Another set is the Penacony set, which also does increase energy regeneration rate by 5% and increases damage by all other types that are the same type as the wearer by 10%. This is only if you are running her alongside another physical DPS. So if you're taking her with someone like Yunli or Clara, it becomes a really good option, but once again, outside of taking her with other physical DPS, otherwise you wouldn't want to use it because it's just a 5% energy regeneration rate, and you're much better off taking another one that would buff. And if you don't have any other option, you can use everyone's favorite, Space Ceiling Station, for a 12% attack increase, and once you do have 120 speed or higher, getting an additional 12% attack increase, giving you up to a 24% attack increase. It is definitely the weakest one out of all the options, but it is still an option you can use while you do farm for a better piece. As for the main stats on the relics, for the body, you want to have attack percent. For the feet, you also want attack percent. You can do speed, but Robin is not a Harmony support that really needs to have speed. She just pops her skill once every 3 actions, and then you're good to go, especially with going into ult where she can't take action anyways. So it is highly recommended to take attack percent instead. For the orb, you want attack percent, and for the link rope, you want energy regeneration rate. For the substats, you want to get enough speed to where you can at least hit 120 or 121. Since combine that with the action forward that her base kit brings by 25%, that is practically going to let you outspeed anyone that is 160 speed on your team potentially. And if you have no one at 160 speed, you have it all below, then boom, there you go. Your Robin is now outspeeding everyone. Past that, more attack percent is very much welcome, so you can have a better buff. And then anything past that is just survivability stats, HP, defense, so you don't get killed. More effect res, especially if you have broken kill, you want to make sure you get 30% effect res in order to actually get the buff. So once again, speed substats until you have 120 to 121 speed, then just attack percent, then survivability stats. And yeah, that is the full build guide for Robin, taking you over her kit, Eidolons, Lightcone options, Relic options, and the stat recommendations. Let me know how you're going to be building Robin. That's all I gotta say. Hope you found the video helpful. Peace out.